Now, it's interesting. Given the fact that the Prime Minister and senior ministers in the government, and indeed the leader of the opposition, all knew about the arrest of the researcher in March, and therefore of the allegations that there might have been Chinese spying, Chinese espionage in the heart of Parliament, it is extraordinary that Jason Cleverly could have then gone off to China to reignite the Chinese-British trade links. This is even more extraordinary given the fact that MI5 took the unusual step of issuing an alert last year about an agent of influence. I think it was Christine Lee. And, the efforts of the security forces and the police to stop a relationship between Parliament and China is contradicted by the actual efforts by the politicians to forge that relationship. So it strikes me that the news about the alleged spying going on by a researcher in the House of Parliament, that news was leaked by people who didn't want the Chinese relationship to go any further. And so Richard Dearlove, former chief of MI6, said the government are not going to make their China policy dependent on a single spy case, nor should they. That's the get-out clause. Suella Braverman would already have known. She would have been told relatively quickly, we understand. And at the same time, Sunak and Cleverly can pursue this epoch-defining movement despite the epoch-defining challenge, to see it as an opportunity with some provisos, not as a threat, and therefore talking about a robust and constructive engagement with Beijing. And I think that's probably the right sort of thing. I don't think one should get too het up about the story about the alleged spying, particularly as the alleged spy claims that he is innocent. It's very interesting that we've got two spying stories circulating at the same time. We've got the Khalif story and we've got the story of the researcher in the House of Commons. Two stories for the price of one. Two stories coming out in the same week, and both stories from a time way back when. So you have to wonder, is it possible that the security forces feel they're not being listened to?